Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to work on Pearly Girly wrap bracelet. So just to give you a little look, wait for it, there it goes. Oop, Pearly Girly, Pearly Girly. So I made a whole arm of Pearly Girly wrap bracelets. So we've got 3 on here. I just thought I'd, give you a little effect there. So let me pull these off. And you'll see, so they wrap about 3 times. It depends on, how long you want your wrap, how many times you want it to wrap. This bracelet is about 22 inches, 20 to 22 inches long. So I think it's closer to 22. And that wraps around my wrist 3 times. So that's like, I have a 7-inch wrist. So, with, bracelet size, which is comfortable on my wrist. So we'll take all these off and just give you a look. So there they are. I actually had a request, and I am trying to, I get all the requests in. It just takes me a little bit of time because it's just little old me. So I have to, I'm sitting here creating away, and it just takes a certain amount of time. So I love that I have all these wonderful requests because you give me such great ideas. And somebody actually requested a wrap bracelet to go with Pearly Girly. So I didn't take Pearly Girly out because I took out a couple of the Pearly Girly necklaces in order to make these because I didn't have the beads. So here it is in the purple, and this is sort of my favorite, the purple. And it actually even, I'd wear it with that ring. 1, 2, 3. I mean, look at the colors. They're just, they go beautifully. I mean, to make a brick stitch bracelet would be great, and we will do that. I'm dying to make a bracelet with brick stitch and, and components and such. And just not to go too much off track, but I started an earring for the ring, and so just is what I came up with. It's pretty much the same thing, only I'm using some bigger beads in some places, and I like it, but I have another one in mind also. So I just wanted to let you know I'm working on it, working on earrings to go with that, and a pendant, and I do want to do the brick stitch bracelet. It's just going to take a while because, brick stitches, it's so meticulous that doing something the size of a bracelet will probably will take a while. So anyway, we'll get to that. But right now, Pearly Girly, so here's the purple, and like I said, that looks great with that. Even the bronze. So this was so cool about making this ring in all different colors, is that anything bronze or purple or brown or, anything in the warm family will go with it. Would I wear that with it? I mean, it would be okay, but I think these would look super with this. You don't have to have a brick stitch bracelet to wear with the ring. So anyway, so these are the bracelets, and they are actually one side of Pearly Girly. I just picked a side that I thought was pretty. I picked the side with the fire polish beads because it's pretty. The other side just has the O beads and the seed beads. So I thought, it would be nice and sparkly to do that. I've put on the ball and socket clasp, just like I did with the, with the necklace. You can put a super duper, gorgeous clasp on this to show, but I kind of like it just, I like just seeing the wrap. So that's just my opinion, but that, you certainly could put like some gorgeous clasp on this. Like we have that big old clasp. I think I have it out actually on this wrap bracelet. So we put this big old, component at the end, and you could do the same thing with this easily. So here they are. Just going to put them in their little piles. Okay. And I'm working on an earring and also a ring to possibly go with this. So, but I don't know when it's going to come out. I mean, I've been trying, the earring I've been working on, and I have to love it. I'm thinking something like this part of the component, but I am, I have to love it before I'll put it up. So I'm just not going to put anything up. So I'll just keep checking back, like I always say, because there's going to be, I'll add to everything. So here are the 3 little bracelets, and they're really cool. The one I'm going to make today is going to be a little bit more, a little bit more sort of a traditional type of pearl, but not really bracelet, because I love taking something like pearls and making it into something like funky rather than, I love classic pearls. I love, a pearl choker. I love a pearl bracelet with a beautiful end on it. I made Victorian chic in pearls, and that's very sort of classic pearl, vintagey. This is fun. This is not vintage. It's just fun with pearls and fun with color pearls. So we're going to make it we're going to use the white pearls. So, but we're going to make it, it's not going to be like a classic type of bracelet. This is a fun one. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I've been wearing the, what one? This one. Love this one. I totally love this with these, I think they're heliotrope. I think I called them vitriol at one time. I mean, it's so hard to keep track of all the names of the types of beads. So the Tila on this, it's got, again, it's reversible like the necklace. You can wear it on the side that has the colors or the chrome side. So I think I love this one. I love when you put it on, how it, how they sort of, nest together, or you can make them nest together, kind of like that, which is cool, or you can just let them go messy all over the place. So anyway, okay, so this is what we're going to need for this project. We're going to need, let's see, 46. Now this is for about a 22-inch length. You're going to need more if your if your wrist is bigger. You're just going to have to play with it. You're going to have to try it on. I just kept putting it around my wrist, and when I felt that it was a good color, a good length, then this is what I came up with. So 46 6mm pearls. When I buy them, I buy them in packs of 50. These are Swarovski, and I will be making a kit out of this for the store opening. So this will be available in a kit coming up, and I'll make it so that it will fit an 8-inch wrist, so it would wrap around 3 times. So yeah, that's what you're going to need, because I think this would be a cool kit. And the store is opening. I know it doesn't, and it's a long time coming, but it will come. So, okay, so there we go. We have the pearls, and then you're going to need some Tilas, and you're going to need, for my bracelet, it's going to be 24 Tilas, so I'll pop out a bunch of Tilas there. Okay, and actually, you know what I'm going to do? I was going to use these, the matte, but I think I changed it to the shiny. I wasn't sure whether I should do matte or shiny, but I'm thinking that, I don't know, maybe the matte would be nice. We'll try it and see. I couldn't make up my mind which to use. I have matte on all of these. I don't know. So if I come back after the break and you see the matte beads out there, it's because I've changed my mind. Okay, you need some 11O seed beads, and I'm using matte metallic bronze, and maybe that's why I'm using the shiny, because I'm using the metallic, the matte seed beads. Okay, you need that. You're going to need some fire polish beads, and I'm using, where'd they go? I'm using bronze, and these are Preciosa, and you're going to need hold on, fire polish, 92 for my bracelet. Go for 100, or even more. Just make sure you have enough to finish it. I'm all in bronze and pearl. This is just a 2-color one. This is, it's going to be very pretty, but I'm sticking, well, all I had were the bronze 3mm. Otherwise I might have put another color in, but I think it'll be kind of cool, all sort of, texture-y and different, shines and mattes and stuff. Okay, so you need some O beads, and I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use bronze O beads, and these are 3.8mm jet bronze. I got a little packet right there. And you need 92 O beads also for my length bracelet. So, and have extra, because how many times did you drop the little seed beads? Even an O bead. I have O beads all over the place. I probably could have a whole stash if I just picked everything out of my carpet. Okay, so let's see, what else do we need? Seed beads, we need a clasp. So I'm using a ball and socket clasp here. This is just, it's this one right here. Here's the socket. Here's the ball. You just pop it in. Come here, you. Okay, so you just give it a pop, you know, and it closes like so. It's a really cool clasp. I love this clasp when you don't want the clasp to be, you know, the center point, the focal point. You just want it, you want the wrap. I just wanted the wrap to be the focal point. So that's why I use this. Like I said, you can use a toggle, you can use anything. Just take into consideration the length of your bracelet and the clasp. This clasp did not add much on. Just make sure it fits, because if you make it a little too long or a little too short, it's not going to fit, or it's not going to hang right. So, you know, you have a little bit of play, but just I always say take into consideration the clasp. A couple of jump rings in there too. All right, you're going to need this is a 2-needle project, 2 size 10 beading needles, 8-pound Fireline. Okay, so let's make sure I have everything. Yes. Okay, so that's what you're going to need for this project. So why don't you gather up your goodies and we'll get started making this wrap bracelet. Okay, so we're back. Now I find that if I arrange my beads in a particular order that they're going to go on the bracelet, love, it's so pretty, then, you know, I can sort of mindlessly do it. It's repetitive, but it's fast. And if you just, like I said, if you arrange your beads, so you're going to put on, you know, you put your seed bead first, then your 3mm, then your O, then your pearl, then your Tila. You know, after we get, first we're going to put one end of the clasp on. If you do that, then you're going to, it's going to be much easier. You're not going to forget to put a bead on, because I have, you know, I took the purple, I love this purple one, and I had to take half of it apart, one side apart, because I had forgotten a seed bead. And you know how you can tell when you've forgotten something? And this is just a little tip, is, you know, it doesn't sit straight. You know, I was laying it out like this, and for some reason it was a little crooked, you know, and I had to sort of, you know, pull on them a little bit. And then I looked through it and I realized, oh my gosh, I've missed a seed bead, and that missing that one little seed bead made the whole thing sit really weird. So I took it out. So that, you know, that's you know, if it's not sitting right, that's a pretty good clue that maybe you missed something. And also what I did here is I changed up. I did go to my my matte Tilas, and I went to my shiny 11-0s, where before I had the shiny Tilas and the matte 11-0s. I do that all the time. I kind of like, and this is another little tip as far as choosing your beads. I like putting matte and shiny together, matte, shiny, you know, and sort of mixing it up. If I had a color, I don't have it, but if I had a color fire polish here, I would probably put that in. Just, you know, maybe some sort of like, you know, one of the metal mixes like that I have on here or something. But I think this will be pretty. It's going to be just 2 colors, but that's fine. All right, so this is how we're going to start. We're going to pick up 6 of our 11-0s. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and a Tila. Now another thing about, well, I'll get to that in a second. So just pull that through, all right, on your one needle. Pull that through your Tila, and take your other needle and just go through the top. You're going down the same way. You're not crisscrossing anything. You're not, you know, you're just putting them on just straight through. And that's what we're going to do throughout the whole bracelet. This is not a crisscross bracelet, but it comes out so nice. It doesn't need to be a crisscross bracelet. If I thought crossing through a bead would be helpful, I would definitely do that, but you don't need to. And I forgot to tell you, you're going to need about 8 feet of Fireline for this, because you want to put knots throughout the whole thing. So you see when you wear it, it's going to, so you can either wear it like this, you can move it around a little. It's going to move around on your wrist. It just is. It's, you know, that's just the nature of a wrap. So it's really, you know, it's really kind of fun, because it just, you know, it ends up anyway, and you play with it. It's kind of fun to play with. All right, so we have 8 feet of Fireline. Now that's giving us enough to tie knots throughout the whole bracelet, because I have knots tied at every juncture here, not before and after, but before every pearl. So when you're, if you're doing this and you're using 8 feet and you think, oh my gosh, I've got at least a foot, 2 feet left, it's because I've made it so that you can really make it strong and tie the knots in between. All right, so we have on the needle, on our thread, the Let me pull on a little bit here. Okay, we have 6 seed beads and 1 Tila bead, and I've put it through both needles, just through the whole thing. So that's how we're going to start. Now I'm going to I'm just going to put my needles in. Now this is much easier for me to do because I'm using a small piece of thread. It's a little, the 2 needle projects when you're using, 8 feet of thread is, it's some thread to handle. So we're going to work on one side first, okay? And then, so I'm putting my left needle, because I'm a righty, in my mat, okay? I'm just going to leave it there. And that's what I did when I used the 8 feet to make the bracelets. So if you notice, a Tila bead has, and I'll pull a Tila bead out, has 2 sides. It's got a side that is sort of rounded and a side that is kind of flat. And I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah, you can see that. See the rounded part up here over my, on my left finger? It's rounded and the other side is flat. Now, a lot of people do not care whether the rounded side or the flat side shows. I really don't mind either, but I'm going to do it so that the rounded side is always up. I just think it looks better. It's just, you're not going to see it, but it just makes me feel better. So, all right. So what we're going to do, so this is the rounded side up here, and so I'm holding it this way. And one thing you can also do is if you, just so it doesn't get too unruly, just stick a pin in it. Just pin it to your mat. We're going to be pulling it, and it's going to be, you got a lot of thread going on here. All right, so this is our sequence. We're going to take a seed bead, a 3mm fire polish, an O bead, a pearl, then go back, O bead, 3mm fire polish, and a seed bead. Okay, and then you're going to, I think that's going to be beautiful. And then you're going to take one of your Tilas, and make sure your Tila is, if you want to make the right side up, it's right side up, and then come through the right side of it top, like that. It's just like you're putting it on, but you have an 8-foot thread, so, that's kind of the way that you're going to be able to tell you have that on top, okay? So you're coming through you're going to hold it upright, and you're going to come through the top right hand, on the right hand side. And then we're going to do the other side after. So, do that again. A seed bead, a fire polish, an O bead, a pearl, an O bead, fire polish, a seed bead, pick up your Tila, come, you're holding it with the curved side up, come down, bring that down. And that's why it's a good thing to sort of pin it to your, it's going to move around a little bit, but just pin it as well you can, as much as you can, or, anywhere. Just, hold it down with a, I don't know, a weight, or, paper weight or whatever, just to keep it, so you're not, it's not moving all over the place. Seed bead, fire polish, O bead, pearl, O bead, fire polish, seed bead, Tila. Okay. Bring that down. Just keep doing that. See, this is an easy bracelet. It's easy, but it looks pretty. It's I tried and I know I do this a lot. I tried some other ways of making it, and I just not a wrap, but it was so pretty as a wrap, and you really don't need to do a lot to it. It's the beads are the focal point here. Okay, so I'm finding my right side. Okay, and don't worry if your Tilas don't go on perfectly. If you're not, because you're gonna, it's you really can't tell. It's not that big a deal. Okay, seed bead, fire polish, O bead, pearl, O bead, fire polish, seed bead. Come through your Tila, like so. I hope you can see everything I'm doing here. So keep on doing that until you get to, you can stop at this point and do some on this side, or you can do your whole side. All, how many beads? 46 or plus pearls all the way down. but I'm going to go off camera, so, because I mean, it's just, you don't need me to sit here and do it with you, and just, you know, it's a really fast project, and it's a really good project to do when you have your, you know, maybe you have a phone where you have some music on it, or you have an iPad, or you have a, you know, a little whatever, something, you know, put your headphones on and listen to music, or listen to some, you know, I listen to talk shows, I podcasts, and, you know, and I that way I can be looking at this, but I'm listening to something, because it's, you know, it's not a super complicated project. It's very easy, but you just don't forget, you know, to check them and make sure you have every seed bead there and every O bead, otherwise you'll be taking it out. Okay, so keep going, and when you get to the end, come on back and we'll start the other side. Okay. Okay, so we're back. Now I just did a small piece because I want to stay in frame, and I want to show you how to do the other side, which I'm sure you know from if you did Pearly Girly, but if you didn't, then, you know, this would be, you know, helpful to you. So you already have your Tila on, so that's the only bead you're not going to put on. You're just going to go through that Tila. So take your same, let me pull these little seed beads over here a little bit. Okay, so take your seed bead, your fire polish, your O, your pearl, your O, your fire polish, and your seed bead. So there you go. And my other seed bead fell down already. Bring that down, and all you're going to do is just going to go through the other hole of this Tila. You're not crisscrossing, you're just going straight through. And at first it's a little clumsy, but then you know, after a while it will sit and be beautiful. Okay, so there you've got your first unit on, sort of, or your first group. Whoops, your first group on. So there you go. Pull these up. You know, just put your other needle in the mat. So do it again. C bead, fire polish, O, pearl, O, fire polish, C bead. Okay, bring that down, go through your next Tila. And if you haven't made this necklace, it's so pretty. As a necklace, it really is. It falls, you know, this was one where we did, you know, we made it curve by putting different beads on one side, so it curved up, it curved, and it was made a really pretty necklace. You know, I you know, it's just simple but pretty. Okay, seed bead, fire polish, O bead, pearl, O bead, fire polish, seed bead. Okay, there you go. Come through, and you know, you're probably going to get your thread caught on everything. When I was doing the purple one, I know all of a sudden I pulled my thread through, and I had it was a big long thread, and I had my pliers attached to my wrapped around my thread. I mean, and that's, and I've been beading for a long time, so if you think that ever goes away, where you snag something and it's like, oh, not again. Now I've got, my pliers is snagged in this, or my reading glasses, or, or anything that happens to be in your table. Especially, well, with me, it's especially bound to happen because I have such a small bead space that everything a lot of what I have is just sitting right here on the table, and I will eventually find a spot in my house where I have that will be my own. But right now, I have a little corner. So yeah, I'm always snagging on something. Okay, so there you go. That's cool. Keep going, and I'll meet you back here when you at the end, and we'll put the other end of the loop on for the clasp. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so we're back, and I finished my little sample. Just this little small piece so you can see everything, and I totally love the matte Tila's in the middle. It just gives it a neat shine. You know, I love the shiny matte, and there you go. As a double, this would be gorgeous as a double. It would even go with this ring. Although I'm looking for a ring for this. I'm thinking about a ring for this. Yeah, always thinking. And it will probably pop up there eventually. All right, so here we go. So you have both needles coming out, and just make sure they're not. I find it best if you if you can put it in front of you like this and work with it. Let me move some of my beads out of the way a little bit. Okay, so if you can put it in front of you, and like I said, you can, you know, just pop a pin in there or something, so it, you know, it's going to keep it from, like, if you happen to catch it on something, it's not go flying in the air. That's just, you know, 2 needle projects. I mean, I love them. I think they're a lot of fun. So anyway, let's get this other end, loop end on. So take 6 of your seed beads. Okay, and then you're going to, let me pull in here for this. Pull it in. Okay. So you're going to, doesn't matter what needle you grabbed it on. You know, I'm just using the right needle because the right needle is, I'm right-handed. So, and I'm just going to go through the other side of this Tila, and I'm going to keep going down, and I'm going to come out, I'm just going to pull, and it, you know, may come apart a little bit. Don't worry about it. You can pull it together, see? And I'm going to keep going down. I'm not going to tie any knots yet. I just want to go down to the sort of the Tila, the O bead before that second pearl. Now this, I find this is good. You can do the first pearl. You can tie it in on the first pearl, but I'm just going to use the second. So then I have the other needle, my left needle. So I'm taking it with my right hand, and this is how I'm reinforcing. I'm going up the clasp, or the little loop, and don't worry, we're just going to keep pulling down until you, you know, if it pulls apart a little bit, you still have plenty of, you know, time and space and all to pull the beads together, and you will throughout the whole thing. Even as you're knotting, you will, you know, you'll be checking your tension, and you'll be checking, you know, where your beads are, you know, if there's loose thread anywhere and that sort of thing. So I've come out, so here I am. I've come out down the second group of 2 right there of pearls, right before the pearl. And I'm just pulling each one. So pick it up and make sure it's, you know, your tension is pretty good. This is easy for me because it's a small piece. Just make sure it's good and tie a half hitch knot. So you're going under the thread between the pearl and the O bead. You're making a loop, and then you're just going to take your needle and go through, and then pull that knot into the pearl. I like pulling it into the pearl because it's, you see a little bit loose here, but that's okay. It's all going to tighten up. I like putting it through the pearl because it gets stuck in the pearl, because there's not much space in the pearl. So do that again. Just go down and do it one more time. The next pearl. You don't have to do a knot after each pearl, just do it before. I find that works well. Let me just get my glasses situated here. So I'm just going down, coming to my next pearl. Okay, make sure you know, all your threads are in on the back, and I'm just going to tie that. Okay, put a little knot there. This is an easy one, I'm telling you. It's so cute, and yet it's, you know, it goes really fast. You know what I see this in also? What about those cool neon pearls? Those would be great, you know, for the summer. Make them in, you know, in lime green, or, I mean, I think a young, you know, a teenager would love this. You know, I really do. If it was done, you know, in sort of that, the lime neon color, the neon colors. So I think this can go either way. I think you can go, you know, very sort of sophisticated and, but yet still modern, because it really isn't vintagey looking. I'm coming down to the end. I'm going to do my last pearl. So you're just going to keep coming down until you get to that last one. Tie knot. Okay, like so. Now you're going to pull that, see a little knot right there? Pull that into the pearl, go up, and you're going to come around your, see how that pops in there? I like it when it pops in there. The knot is nice and strong in there. So this is, so you're going to reinforce this loop now by coming around, come on down. If you want, you can tie a knot right here. I'm just going to go to the next one. Okay, so I'm just pulling down, going down. This way I can tie it pretty tight. Okay, so I'm just going to tie a knot with this next pearl. Make sure you don't get it stuck on your, and I'm a little stuck there, so I'm just going to pull that out a little bit. I'm going to pull it, I'm going to move it around so that it's, I can, you know, I can get to it easier. You know, just move it to where it's comfortable for you, so you don't, you know, get things knotted up. And then I'm just going to pull down, and I'm just going to stop at that point, okay? And I'm going to get my thread burner, which I thought I had out, but I don't. I'll take my tools out while I'm here. I'm just going to burn off this thread. Okay, so that thread is off. And then I'm going to take the other side. So here's my other needle, and I'm just taking it in my right hand. It was my left hand needle. And I'm going to, I'm coming out of here, I'm just going to make my knots here. So I'm going to make a knot here. Remember, a little half hitch? So I'm going to go all the way down like I did before. Okay, so go through that one, come down to your next pearl. Okay. There we go. Let's make another knot. Pull that through your pearl. Okay. So keep going until you get to the end. Reinforce this end and tie, and then just tie off like I did the other end. Come down a couple of pearls and then tie off, and then we'll put on the little ball and socket clasp. Okay, see you in a few. Okay, so we're back. So we've gotten the bracelet done, and I'm all sewn in, and right now it's really pretty. It's looking good. Of course, this is a single, but you're going to make the big one. It will soften up as time goes on, so if it feels a little stiff to you, it's fine, because, you know, Fireline softens. I say make it a little tighter, so to give it a chance to soften up. So I have my tools, which I don't know if you've been following me, but I've been talking about my husband buying me a new set of tools, and he said, well, go out and buy them yourself. So I said, okay, but I just haven't done that yet. So anyway, so I'm using his needle nose pliers, which he's had for like 40 years, and my, you know, old tools that I've been working with that I really need to replace. So I'm going to take my ball and socket clasp. But here's the ball. Here's the socket. Now I wanted to look and see which, where the rounded sides of my Tilas are, and you know what? It's really hard to tell. I believe this is it, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really tell for sure. But I don't think it's going to matter with this bracelet after, you know, really looking at it. You can't tell. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my jump ring, and I already opened them, so I just twisted them apart. So, you know, I just jumped the gun. Well, let me just grab my glasses for a second. I jumped the gun and I opened them, so I thought, well, okay. So, you know, you just twist them apart. So you take it like so, and you're twisting, right, to open it up. All right. So put your jump ring through, and these are big jump rings, so put it through the beaded section. You can hold it with your hand. I've used some big jump rings on this. I like the big jump rings. You know, this bracelet is not, it's not like a little delicate thing that needs a tiny little delicate jump ring. Okay, so then hold one end of your jump ring with one pliers, and one end of the other end with another, and then it's hard for me to do this to where you can see it, but I'm trying to get it on camera so you can see the jump rings come together. You're just going to twist together. okay? And for the most part, I get that all the way twisted. You know, sometimes if you get a little, like a little click, that's a good thing. All right, so there's one. All right, and then take your other jump ring, open that up, put it on the other end, put your clasp on. Let me just make sure I have that on. I have that on upright, and I have this one. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to tell with these what's upright and what's not. I'm not even sure if it matters, but just get that on there. Give it a little twist, and maybe we can get that to click. Click. There you go. So that one clicked. And you want that click. It's like you're going past the other jump ring and then back again, so it kind of clicks. All right, so here we go. Here's our bracelet. I'm going to just clasp it for you. There you go. Cool, huh? I mean, and the clasp sort of becomes part of it. So there it is. All right, let's pull all the others out. Here's the pretty little, I'm going to pull out a little bit. So there we go. So we can see everything. There's the little one with the chrome and the silver pearls. Here's the one with the purple pearls. Love. I mean, I love that combination. Okay. And even this is so pretty too. I mean, this just pretty, you know, they're so easy. And I like I said before, you can so easily make this into like a fun, funky bracelet. I mean, as it is, I find it, you know, a fun way to use pearls that isn't, that's sort of modern and, you know, just not so classic. So there you go. There's a single. Personally, of course, I like it in the wrap, but you can use it as a single. You can probably even use it as an ankle bracelet. But you can, you know, get those neon pearls, you know, and make, you know, make it out of neon pearls for the summer, and find some Tilas. They have neon Tilas. I mean, it's amazing how, I wish I had done that, because it's amazing how you can take something that's sort of, more adult and more, sophisticated maybe, and modern, and turn it into, you know, if you did it in all neon colors, you could make it for a teenager. So that's what's so cool about some projects, that you can actually, just by changing the beads, you can make a whole new look of the bracelet. So keep that in mind, because you never know, you might just want to make it for, for a teen, or make it with a teen. And I'd even wear, you know, like I said, I did the ring with, with the purple one, but you could do the ring with this and an earring. So, you know, there's so many things that will go with it. So that's it. I'm not going to keep you forever. I'm going to let you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you like. If you want to chat on Facebook, you know, just go on Facebook, and we have a lot of fun on Facebook, and you can post all your beautiful creations on Facebook. I mean, it's really cool to see everybody's work. It's just amazing. So here you go. Here's your little Pearly Girly wrap bracelet, and for the viewer who asked for it, I hope you like it, and I hope everybody likes it. And I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're back. So we've gotten the bracelet done, and I'm all sewn in, and right now it's really pretty. It's looking good. Of course, this is a single, but you're going to make the big one. It will soften up as time goes on, so if it feels a little stiff to you, it's fine, because, you know, Fireline softens. I say make it a little tighter, so to give it a chance to soften up. So I have my tools, which I don't know if you've been following me, but I've been talking about my husband buying me a new set of tools, and he said, well, go out and buy them yourself. So I said, okay, but I just haven't done that yet. So anyway, so I'm using his needle nose pliers, which he's had for like 40 years, and my, you know, old tools that I've been working with that I really need to replace. So I'm going to take my ball and socket clasper. Here's the ball. Here's the socket. Now I wanted to look and see which, where the rounded sides of my Tilas are, and you know what? It's really hard to tell. I believe this is it, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really tell for sure. But I don't think it's going to matter with this bracelet after, you know, really looking at it. You can't tell. All right. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take my jump ring, and I already opened them, so I just twisted them apart. So, you know, I just jumped the gun. Well, let me just grab my glasses for a second. I jumped the gun and I opened them, so I thought, well, okay. So, you know, you just twist them apart. So you take it like so, and you're twisting, right, to open it up. All right. So put your jump ring through, and these are big jump rings, so put it through the beaded section. You can hold it with your hand. I've used some big jump rings on this. I like the big jump rings. You know, this bracelet is not, it's not like a little delicate thing that needs a tiny little delicate jump ring. Okay, so then hold one end of your jump ring with one pliers, and one end of the other end with another. And then I just, it's hard for me to do this to where you can see it, but I'm trying to get it on camera so you can see the jump rings come together. You're just going to twist together, okay? And for the most part, I get that all the way twisted. You know, sometimes if you get a little, like a little click, that's a good thing. All right, so there's one. All right, and then take your other jump ring, open that up, put it on the other end, put your clasp on. Let me just make sure I have that on. I have that on upright, and I have this one. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to tell with these what's upright and what's not. I'm not even sure if it matters, but just get that on there. Give it a little twist, and maybe we can get that to click. Click. There you go. So that one clicked. And you want that click. It's like you're going past the other jump ring and then back again, so it kind of clicks. All right, so here we go. Here's our bracelet. I'm going to just clasp it for you. There you go. Cool, huh? I mean, and the clasp sort of becomes part of it. So there it is. All right, let's pull all the others out. Here's the pretty little, I'm going to pull out a little bit. So there we go. So we can see everything. There's the little one with the chrome and the silver pearls. Here's the one with the purple pearls. Love. I mean, I love that combination. Okay. And even this is so pretty too. I mean, this just pretty. You know, they're so easy. And I like I said before, you can so easily make this into like a fun, funky bracelet. I mean, as it is, I find it, you know, a fun way to use pearls that isn't, that's sort of modern and, you know, just not so classic. So there you go. There's a single. Personally, of course, I like it in the wrap, but you can use it as a single. You can probably even use it as an ankle bracelet. But you can, you know, get those neon pearls, you know, and make you know, make it out of neon pearls for the summer, and find some Tilas. They have neon Tilas. I mean, it's amazing how, I wish I had done that, because it's amazing how you can take something that's sort of, more adult and more, sophisticated maybe, and modern, and turn it into, you know, if you did it in all neon colors, you could make it for a teenager. So that's what's so cool about some projects, that you can actually, just by changing the beads, you can make a whole new look of the bracelet. So keep that in mind, because you never know. You might just want to make it for, for a teen, or make it with a teen. And I'd even wear, like I said, I did the ring with, with the purple one, but you could do the ring with this and an earring. So, there's so many things that will go with it. So that's it. I'm not going to keep you forever. I'm going to let you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you like. If you want to chat on Facebook, just go on Facebook, and we have a lot of fun on Facebook, and you can post all your beautiful creations on Facebook. I mean, it's really cool to see everybody's work. It's just amazing. So here you go. Here's your little Pearly Girly wrap bracelet, and for the viewer who asked for it, I hope you like it, and I hope everybody likes it. And I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.